So for today's video, I just want to quickly go over a few apps that I frequently use and recommend for iOS music production. Keep in mind that these are just some of the apps that I use, and I'm sure you're already well aware of these apps mentioned. I plan to make this into a series, so stay tuned for future videos of apps that I can recommend. Once again, I personally use all these apps on a consistent basis, and I'll show you examples of music that I've made with them. So the first app I want to mention is BeatMaker 3. BeatMaker 3 is definitely my DAW of choice for iOS music production. For those that have been following me for a while now know that I've been using BeatMaker since forever. I've been using BeatMaker since BeatMaker 1, and then when BeatMaker 2 came out, I started using that, and I did a video on that way back when. I'll leave a link in the description box if you haven't checked it out yet. But yeah, BeatMaker 3 is amazing, man. You can do everything within that app. The sampling features are really good, especially the sample editing features, just from making beats, from completing full tracks with vocals on it, all the way up to mixing and mastering. Like, you can pretty much do everything within BeatMaker 3. But yeah, the price for BeatMaker 3 is super cheap. It's definitely affordable if you're comparing that to DAWs that you use on your PC or Mac, which can be, in the hundreds or thousands of dollars. So, like a $30 app for the amount of things that you can do with it is definitely a steal. So if you're considering using BeatMaker 3, I highly suggest checking it out. And just to show you what the app is capable of, I'll run some clips of some music and videos that I've made using BeatMaker 3.
The horror of tomorrow, the wickedness is ridiculous. Earth is my chessboard, every move is meticulous. You could be sick and infected with mad sicknesses and still couldn't spit the sickening display of penmanship. God is my witness, I'm infected with wittiness, delivering the gospel like Moses did in Leviticus. A vessel, I'm admitting this, special like them Olympic kids. Bars with significance, you can hear what the difference is.
Alright, so the second app that I want to mention is Poison 202. I know that I've mentioned this app in one of my previous videos, but still to this day in 2021, I really enjoy using this app. It's extremely stable. The synth patches within the app are really good, and there's a lot of parameters here that you can play around with to really shape and mold your sound. So Poison 202 has a really great effects panel over here, and also in the patch section, you also have your basic EQ panel over here, where you can adjust your highs, mids, and lows. So one thing I really like to use Poison 202 for is bass patches. Either I'll create a bass patch from scratch, or I'll just go into one of the preset patches and then I'll kind of play around with it and tweak it to my likings. For example, with this track that I did with Kev Turner, I'll leave a link in the description box below so you can check it out. For the bass in this particular track, I used a deep bass patch in Poison 202, and then I just tweaked it a bit to get it to sound how I want. So I'll play you a quick snippet of the track.
Horror of tomorrow, the wickedness is ridiculous. Earth is my chessboard, every move is meticulous. You could be sick and infected with mad sicknesses and still couldn't spit the sickening display of penmanship. God is my...
So if I solo this here, so you can hear what the bass sounds like. So yeah, it's a really dope bass patch. Let me see if I can replay that real quick. Yeah. If you want to know the exact patch that I used, it was called Deep Bass, Bank B, BO3 Deep Bass. It's not going to sound exactly the same because I tweaked it a bit, but But yeah, go check out that patch and definitely check out Poison 202. All right, so the third app that I want to mention is Chompler by MSX Sound Design. It's a really good app to use if you're looking for some inspiration really quick. As soon as you download the app already comes equipped with a huge library of samples and sounds that you can use. Not only that, they have a store built in within the app where you're able to purchase more sounds to use with Chompler. The cool thing about Chompler is that all the samples are already pre-chopped, so you don't have to go in and chop the samples yourself. So if you wanted to adjust the chops to your likings or chop it in a different way, you still have all the functionality here like you would in a traditional sampler. So you can adjust the start and end point, parameters like the attack, release, adjust the tune, volume, pan, loop, and etc. And it's also dope because you have an effects panel over here. Oh yeah, and another thing that I want to mention, I really enjoy using Chompler with BeatMaker 3. I find that the two apps really work well together. So for example, I have this beat here that I made with BeatMaker 3 and Chompler. I loaded up a sample and it was pretty much ready to go across all the keys and pads. Same thing if you're using a MIDI keyboard. It already gets mapped out across the keys and across all the pads. So yeah, definitely go check out Chompler, and I highly suggest using it with BeatMaker 3. So now I'll just play a quick beat that I made using Chompler and BeatMaker 3, just to give you an idea of what it may sound like. Alright, so I hope you guys found that helpful. Be on the lookout for part 2 of apps that I actually use and recommend. So I'll leave a link for everything in the description box below. So definitely go and check that out if you want more information regarding everything that I mentioned in this video. And if you have any suggestions and recommendations of apps that I should check out, please leave a comment in the comment section below and I will definitely check them out. Alright y'all, thanks for watching. Stay safe and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.